Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Millie Goats. I am AK, your co-host right now, for episode 250. Welcome to June. This is June. I mean, we have a This is March for college basketball. And we got college baseball all over your screen right now. G.U.Y.S out of town. I think he just got back. I'm not sure. Edge could be coming. I know Tex is on his way. So just me, if you're listening to the podcast, just me for the first few minutes. Just know that we record in front of a live studio audience via the chat and the internets. And that means that B. McCormick is here because, of course, he is because he's the GOAT. It is National Flip a Coin Day. Oh, look who's here, dude. Yes. Butch P is here.
Can you hear me all right?
He's back.
Are you looking alive?
Dude, we're looking alive. We are looking alive. The shirt of the summer is here. It's official. Shirt of the summer. You can see that neon orange. It says bootlegger.
Oh, that's what I was
bootlegger.
trying to say.
Hey, let me spin around. Let me give you the spinorama. Hold on, everybody. Bad podcasting.
Nice. I thought you were just a huge SEC Tennessee fan.
Nope. We're gonna get to that because I know you're a big baseball guy.
Yes. Ooh.
No.
Speaking of which, they tied with Wake Forest at 6. Anyway.
Dude. That's another thing. What I was gonna lead in with the if you have ESPN Plus or whatever it's called, and you have the squeeze play where you can literally shows you like 6 games at once on ESPN. That's the way to go, dude. Oh, so Cal Poly just beat Utah Valley. So we got stuff happening everywhere, dude. This is crazy. I was saying that people say this is March. This is June. This is June. College baseball regionals are incredible.
Oh, jeez. Oklahoma they're up on Carolina right now.
They're 7-5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw.
Told you it was Kentucky's region beating West Virginia.
Keep opening these drinks and they keep spilling all over me. I just cracked another one and it just spilled everywhere. It's leaking down everywhere. But no, Shirt of the Summer is back.
Wait, did they just have a walk-off, Cal Poly?
Oh, I don't know. This is one of the most funny things in sports, by the way.
Dude, walk-off bomb. Yes.
Really?
Homer to right center. Cal Poly.
Wow. Cal Poly will play Arizona in the Eugene regional too. It always cracks me up whenever these teams host. Like they're the host, the top seed, and they get bounced in like the first 2 games. And now everybody who's there it goes. Yeah, there it goes. Right center. Bottom of the 11th. There's a swing and a drive. Back it goes. Carl's Jr. How you doing, dude? Let's go.
I'm a Hardee's guy.
Hey, me too. But I always think it's funny. I was laughing like Oregon was the 12th seed. They got bounced. It's over. You know what I mean? And now their entire staff that was working in Oregon has to come work the tournament. All their fans are done. Like,
yeah, they got beat by Cal Poly, did they not? Yeah. Yeah, Cal Poly's in the Eugene Regional.
Yep. So
and Utah Valley for that matter. They got ousted by everybody. Clemson was the same way. Sorry, Edge.
Yep, sorry, Edge. Wouldn't show his face. Of course he wouldn't. But Shirt Summer's back. This is a fishing vessel, the Bootlegger, based out of Morehead City. Relevant because Edge.
There he is.
Answered. Your ears were burning, dude. We just were talking about Clemson, how you didn't show your face.
Whatever, dude. Hey.
I did everything I could. I jinxed them. I said they're done. They're dead. It's over.
I know. Are we talking about Clemson baseball or softball? Because baseball is terrible.
They didn't even show up to the regional. Maybe they should stop doing TikTok dances and play baseball.
I know. My wife made the greatest comment ever. She's like, no offense to anybody out there, but she said it looked like a D3 team playing in a World Series of D1. I was like, oh. That's legit. Thanks.
Clemson baseball team did.
Yeah.
Well, they got beat
Terrible.
16-4 today.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And we had a football score the other day. Who was that? Rhode Island and
I can't remember. Little Rock, wasn't it?
Little Rock. There you go.
Yeah.
Plus that team that had a repeated season, 59-0 or something.
Oh, Shreveport. They did it.
Yeah, they did it.
NAIA champs. Let's go. It's National Coin Flip a Coin Day.
Should they submit them into the College World Series now? Just straight.
No, their strength of schedule wasn't good enough. Strength of schedule wasn't good enough according to the SEC. This is incredible too, by the way, that all the SEC schools are just getting bounced left and right. Mississippi State just lost. It's incredible. I love it. I have a big chart that we'll look at. It's gonna be really hard to see because it's tiny, but we will navigate through there. So yes, start of the summer because the Big Rock is back next week. The Big Rock is a marlin fishing tournament out of Morehead City. I cannot wait. So I'm repping the bootlegger. Shout out Jeff if you're listening. So we're repping the bootlegger for the Big Rock marlin fishing tournament. Let's go.
It's on the ground.
Yes. Will you be there?
I will be.
Will I be there? Will you? Okay.
Not this weekend, but next.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, this weekend I'll be out of town, but I'll be here the next weekend. So, yeah. All right. Okay.
Yep.
Noted. We will get
I don't think he was saying he was coming to hang out with you, AK.
No, that's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. I'm still going to come crash his party.
No, I'm going to scoop him on the way.
That's right, dude. You don't know how this works. You don't know how this works. National Flip a Coin Day. A coin toss decided if the brand should be named Hewlett-Packard or Packard-Hewlett. Did you know that? That's weird.
Which one won?
I guess Hewlett-Packard, right? So it sucks to be Packard.
But what did they call in there?
I don't know. I don't have that information.
I need to find that out.
Tails never fails.
Dude. Okay, boys, what have we been up to before we jump into this stuff? I mean, I just got 4 screens of baseball on my screen right now. It's incredible.
I've been watching a lot of softball, so.
How's that going? I haven't been watching as much softball.
Dude, it's pretty epic. I'm not going to lie. It's way.
Who won today? Tennessee?
Tennessee did win right now. Oklahoma's beating Oregon.
God, are they going 5 feet?
I don't know. So it'll be.
They're on the brink, weren't they?
Yeah, it'll be Tennessee playing. Oh God, who are they playing? I can't remember
Texas.
Now. Texas,
UCLA, right?
And then
UCLA.
Texas Tech will be played a winner of this game. UCLA got beat today
by Tennessee.
They got hosed, didn't they?
That was a great game.
Controversy there.
Yeah, 9 innings, dude. That was a great inning or a great game. The girl hit a 3-run homer and missed home plate, and then she had to go back and touch it.
I've been there before.
Dude, your wife played with a girl that pitched for Tennessee, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. They beat us in the state finals that year.
Oh.
In high school.
Yeah.
She played for Butler beat Davidson.
Oh, I remember Butler, yeah. Okay.
A lot of softball at the house, though.
A lot of softball.
And it all worked. Was terrible at baseball, so it kind of worked out.
Let me do a public service announcement here. On your screen, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't see the screen on your screen, the Masters Ticket Lottery has opened up for the 2026 tournament.
God, I got to do mine right now.
Oh, we're in there.
I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm just going to, as a podcast, we are good dudes, and we're saying, hey, come on, figure out how to enter your Masters tickets because we're good dudes. We don't want to win the tickets without having to compete against the best in the country, right? We're not the SEC. We're not going to do a strength of schedule. How much golf have you watched? How much golf have I watched? What tournaments? We want the best people in the tournament to try to get the lottery.
We're everyone. We're trying to make the top 50 here.
We are not going to be the SEC and be like, oh, hey, no, you can't play over here. We're gonna hoard all this by ourselves and strength to schedule this, strength to record that, this and that. Which I know you guys are gonna be mad at me, But I have another. They did something even more ridiculous. I can't help themselves. They're like a content machine. That's why they're the Dallas Cowboys. People got mad. People are really mad at us online about our SEC.
You don't badmouth the boys like that. You leave them out of your mouth.
Oh, I got something for them too. Don't you worry.
Oh, I got something for you.
What did we sign? Bryce Huff? Josh, what's his name? Huff?
You don't even know what you're talking about. So it's not that.
You just got the name on the front. Clearly. Okay. We're going to salute some sports. We're going to talk about the Memorial a little bit. We're going to talk about the SEC. We're going to talk about Hang the Banners. We're going to talk about some college baseball. We're going to talk about the finals. Those are set in a terrible Eastern Conference game. But also, let's salute something else. Shout out to SSN App State Mountaineers on Twitter for saying there was 91 days until App State football. And they brought up our guy, G.U.Y. They shouted him out in the 2010 season. G.U.Y. with 91.7% on field goals, which ranks second on the all-time list in App State football history. Shout out Reggie Hill. We know you're a listener of the show for snagging this for us and getting our guy up here his due credit. That's what it's all about, boys. G.U.Y.
Mr. Automatic.
They could have picked Julian Roush, but they didn't. So
she's got to take a shot at him, dude.
Hey, Julian, if you're listening, this is what they did. We didn't do this. That's not us.
Here's you one. This field goal picture was a miss. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. J-Bob, he's going to be like, nah, it was a miss.
He's going to be so mad. We do love football, B. McCormick. We love football. Okay. All right, let's get into it, boys. What do you say? Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, salute your sports. Here we go. We got 3 topics, but before we do that, there is something that I've got to. This worked for me in my favor, my case against Matthew Stafford. Here we go. Picture on your screen says Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford was judged by passengers on his flight because he was sitting in first class while his family sat in coach. His wife, Kelly, said, as we were getting on the plane, you could tell he got looks. We saw you get on with your family, but you're up here. Boys, first of all, I'm not a Matthew Stafford quarterback fan. I am a Matthew Stafford dude fan as a person. But this is another feather in my cap. He's sitting first class. His family's not. What do you think, guys? Butch, you go. What do we think of this?
An overreaction.
I disagree.
Was it a business trip?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really
he used a business card.
I don't think so in May. Or June.
Could have been finding a new team or something, you know. might be having a side deal made or something. He's making an investment.
Oh,
dude, that's that. I mean, you could probably spin zone this thing and say maybe they couldn't all. Maybe the kids could sit with their mother back there. They couldn't all sit together in first class. Maybe they could go 3 wide. So maybe he was doing them a favor. He's like, "Oh, I'll take a bullet and go to first class, so all 3 of you can sit together." Because
what a bullet!
By the way, I'm filling out master's information, dude. They're asking for like every single thing right now.
You're not getting into Augusta. It was what's going on in Augusta. You're not getting into Augusta if
with your cell phone.
Yeah, dude. With your cell phone, or if you don't give them your social security number, you can't get in down there. That is not a good look. B. McCormick agrees. So I'm just saying, Matt Stafford.
Well, how long was the flight?
Wait, never mind. They got like 5 kids.
Yeah,
it's.
Holy moly!
Yeah, that's a lot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. 6 people in first class. No, Will. Just hang on for about 10 minutes. We're not going to.
Where were they flying to?
Back to Georgia to contribute to their SEC dominance.
They got bounced. I don't care how many unbuttoned shirts their baseball players have on their team or on their jerseys. They're getting bounced. They stink. I need an SEC eliminated counter. I need one of those in the bottom of our screen. I don't even know how to do that. How many teams are eliminated? Somebody, B. McCormick or somebody, count up how many. I wish BMO was here. He's our stat hole guy. B. McCormick, can you count up how many SEC teams have been eliminated thus far? That's what we need. And I will make a banner right now that will say SEC eliminated counter right now. I'm doing it. Eliminator counter. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say there's probably at least 5. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to put it right there on the screen. SEC eliminator counter is at 5. Until B. McCormick gets back to us, we will add more. Okay. So anyways, BMO said he's signing up for the Masters. Sorry, signing away the rights to my firstborn child. That's what Edge just said.
Dude, seriously.
All right, I'm gonna flash up that counter every now and then. Okay, what are we talking about? We're talking about Matt Stafford. Bad look for sure. Here are the 3 topics today. For your headlines, sweet sports logo. Thanks. Great design. Top 3. Shout out Edge for counting us. We had top 5, but only 3 topics. Number 1, the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals are set. Number 2, the SEC made a hilarious football PowerPoint, which was really funny. College baseball regionals are absolutely on fire right now. So here we go. Quickly, your 2.5 or 3 minutes of basketball, whatever you want to call it. The Indiana Pacers absolutely destroyed the New York Knicks. The Knicks could never get it within more than, 6 to 12, somewhere in there. And the Pacers shot lights out. They couldn't miss. They won the Eastern Conference. I think the Indiana Pacers need a super fan. Any thoughts on this, Butch?
Larry Bird.
Good point. Very good point.
Bring back Lance Stevenson. Put him on LeBron.
Yes, he doesn't wait for anyone. Oh, I see it now. I couldn't see it. I didn't have the screen up, Will. Oh, man. He said he wants us to do a Rumble rant. Oh, man. Dude, the SEC made that stupid PowerPoint. And hold on. Give me a second. We're going to go in on the SEC. But yeah, Eastern Conference champs, Reggie Miller in the building, John Cougar Mellencamp going to war with Pat McAfee. And this was the controversy. I don't have to go into detail. The Knicks, Cat didn't play any defense. They couldn't hit anything for 3. They kept trying to shoot threes. They tried to play the pace the Pacers play with. They just couldn't. And that's all you need to know about the Knicks. They wrecked everybody who's a New York fan. They're all mad at them. They say they want to watch the finals. But the big controversy was Pascal Siakam got the MVP instead of Tyrese Halliburton. They still can't give this dude his credit. Here's how the people voted. Siakam won 5 of the 9 votes for MVP. And Halliburton got the other 4. So Reggie Miller got to vote. I mean, I don't know who these people are who are voting, but I don't know why they wouldn't pick Tyrese Halliburton. If you watch that, it was funny, too. There was a video of Halliburton thought he was going to get it, and he had to, shuffle backwards after they announced it. He thought he was going to get it. So.
Oh, no, missed it.
But anyways, this was really never a game. So, yeah. He says Siakam is a dog. Nobody's noticed it until now.
All right, who you got in the finals?
Oh, yeah. There you go. But, Siakam helped Toronto win, didn't he? Yeah, there you go. Finals. Finals are set. Probably the Thunder, right? I don't know. I don't know. Pacers, Edge. Pacers or Thunder? Who do you think?
In basketball, could care less.
Good. Butch, what do you think?
The Thunder in 5.
Thunder in 5. You heard it here first. Will says, Hallie who, that bum didn't show up for game 5. Exactly, dude. Siakam is the MVP. Controversy. They should put his face as the big one up there instead of Halliburton. I mean, put the MVP's face up there. One guy did get kneed in the nuts, and that was hilarious. Cat kneed him right in the junk. Dude folded over like a beach chair. It was hilarious. So, and the other part of this was 36 years of NBA on TNT is done. So somebody put together a nice compilation of the TNT score bug. But Shaq and Chuck and Kenny and that other guy, I don't even remember, Ernie, they're all done, dude. It's over. It's a real shame. Those guys are funny. So, RIP to NBA on TNT. I think they're doing something, though. I don't know. Anyways, that's the
Probably
NBA.
Amazon.
That's about, probably. Okay, now on to hockey. Rematch. Panthers, Oilers. Oilers dismantled the Dallas Stars the other night in game 5 or 6, whatever it was. And then Connor McDavid went and touched the Western Conference Championship trophy, and everybody freaked out. Everybody was losing it. So, but I did hear that Sidney Crosby, when they won it, the first time he made it to the ECF, the Eastern Conference Finals, he didn't touch the trophy. And the second time, he did touch the trophy for the Eastern Conference Finals, and they won the cup. And he didn't touch it the first time, and they lost the cup. So I think Connor McDavid's not going to try not to be his own man here. You got to be your own man, dude. The Oilers, since their 0-2 series deficit in the first round against the Kings, they are 12-2, 58 goals, a plus 25 goal differential. Their power play is 34.3. Shout out me. Save percentage 91.4. Shout out Skinner. Dude, they are on a tear. They could have easily been swept by the Kings. And what's-his-face got hurt, the goalie, and Skinner came in. Pickard got hurt. Skinner came in, and it's just been lights out ever since. Did you guys watch that game the other night?
No.
So what happened was Peter DeBoer pulled Jake Ottinger after 2 shots. And he said, quote, after they asked him about it, the reality is we lost 6 of 7 games to Edmonton, and we give up 2 goals on 2 shots in an elimination game. And then he yanked him. Like, Jake Ottinger's like all world. Like, he's an Olympic goalie. Like,
and he said, not today.
He said, you aren't good enough to play in the Western Conference Finals anymore.
You are not getting me fired.
He might get fired, though. I mean, that was a ridiculous move, dude. I mean, and their other goalie, Casey DeSmith, who's terrible, gave up like 3 or 4 softies because he's a backup goalie. So I don't understand what they were doing. But the Stars just they had nothing. They had nothing offensively. So I just thought the Jake Ottinger thing was wild. And so the Stars become the second team in NHL history to lose in the conference final 3 consecutive years. Terrible. They can't do it, dude. They're the Houston Texans, basically. They keep losing the division round every year. And then Corey Perry breaks can he break his Stanley Cup curse? He'll play in his 5th Stanley Cup final in the last 6 years. And I think he's 0-4 recently. But I think he already has one. So, but that's crazy, dude, to play in 5 Stanley Cup finals.
I don't.
So, I think this is the 6th year in a row that the Stanley Cup has featured a team from Florida, but either the Lightning or the Panthers, which is nuts. So, who do we have? Oilers or Panthers, boys?
Panthers.
Edge. Panthers. Repeat dynasty.
Yep, it's happening.
Panthers.
Okay.
Panthers in 6.
I don't know. I don't want to root for Edmonton. I don't know why. I kind of like the narrative of like Connor McDavid can't win the big one. I think that's funny.
Edmonton has loyal fans, though.
True. That one girl from last year, like, kind of got She got kind of silenced. I don't know what happened. Dude, Texas is getting destroyed. Anyway, so the Cup final, that starts Wednesday, and then Thursday is the NBA Finals. We got some games tomorrow night. So Tuesday night's going to be a day where we don't really have any games, which is kind of weird, unless there's a game I don't know about. But we're going to get some baseball tomorrow night, so we'll be okay. And then we'll get Stanley Cup on Wednesday. So it's all good. We're good. All right. So the finals are set. That's it. We're not going to go into detail about the NBA Finals or the Stanley Cup stuff, but we might do another show on Tuesday, just previewing the Stanley Cup, just talking puck. But here's what we want to get to, ladies and gentlemen. The SEC can't stop. I can't quit them because they can't stop being idiots. The SEC has shared this packet on its football analytics to consider as college football playoff format dominates the conversation. Here's what they put together this PowerPoint. It was like 7 slides. The SEC has only 2 teams outside the top 50 strength record over the past 10 years, providing clear evidence that the rigor of its regular season compared to other conferences, which is basically their big calling card. Number of teams outside the top 50, they only had 2%. Of their conference was 13%. To make it look, we all know how it works. Right, if you have two people out of 16, it's going to look way worse than 3 or 4 from a percentage standpoint. So the metrics that they've used were strength of record, SP plus, Massey. The Massey was created by Kenneth Massey, a composite score based on results, margin, opponent quality, and game location using mathematical regression. The FPI, which is the Football Power Index. Strength of schedule. 4 of those 5 were created by ESPN. 4 of the 5 statistics and metrics that they use were created by ESPN. Bill Connelly works for ESPN. The only one that doesn't, I think, is Massey. So the data that they're claiming of, we have the deepest conference, the best, the highest quality opponents, this and that, are made off of metrics and measurements that they have made up via ESPN, who does what, ranks the teams, who does what, has a contract with the SEC. And so they have been getting roasted for this terrible little PowerPoint packet with everybody being like, so you only play yourselves, and then when you do play outside your conference against Georgia State, you lose, but it doesn't count because Vanderbilt wasn't good anyways. Mind you, Vanderbilt has an entire group of 5 roster from Mexico State, I think, with their quarterback and their coach, I'm pretty sure. Edge, thoughts on the SEC shooting itself in the foot, trying to sound smart, forgetting that they basically left the answer key out for all of us to see.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to sit there and, have this chip on their shoulder that they think they're the greatest, but, like it keeps repeating itself. They're really not that great. And, I think, wasn't Vanderbilt ranked number 1, Butch, in baseball, and they just eliminated themselves too. So they can, go on with their strength of schedule all they want to in football. We've already wrote out a formula that says, just go win your conference and play, and let's see how that works out for them. And, let the championship speak for itself.
Butch, what do you think?
Yeah, this is a little much for even me. I do praise the SEC for a lot of their athletics and ability to win a lot of championships, but this, I mean, you got to strength of schedule and all that. I've never bought in to really that. You go undefeated. All right, you make the playoffs. Period. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, it works itself out when you have a playoff format, as you've seen this past year. It doesn't matter how it was structured. The team that won beat every team that they had to play. And that's how it is every year. The team that wins the championship wins every game that's in front of them. Period. No matter how you draw up the story, the champion has to win every game. So, playoff formats just allow for that to happen. And it may not be the best team in the regular season, so to say, record-wise. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So that's why you got to love playoffs.
Playoffs.
The playoffs. But
I just love this whole thing, dude. The front of the packet says SEC logo, and then underneath
Virginia
that it says,
it up.
Who did? West
Virginia tied it up at 12.
They're playing an SEC school, aren't they?
Yeah, Kentucky.
You don't mess with country roads in the beginning of June. But the SEC packet is a logo, and then underneath it says a regular season gauntlet. And then it says, when looking at the leading metrics that factor in strength of schedule, conclusion across all of them is clear. No other conference has a regular season as grueling as the SEC. Gauntlet. Dude, I immediately went under this, and I said, it's so grueling and such a gauntlet that a team from the Big 12 can come over and play in the championship and lose one game through the conference. Buddy, that set off an entire fireworks show. Well, Texas, what did he do? We're out here sweating like grease buckets. They pulled the old white good on me. I'm like, regardless, Texas came over and played in your title game. Missouri came over and won like 10-plus games in their first 2 years there. You can't tell me that it's a gauntlet, and here's what I wrote in parentheses, don't tell me that they played the easiest schedule. You can't say something's a gauntlet and then turn around and say, well, that was the easy part of the schedule. It's not a gauntlet then. It's just like every other conference. There's 2 or 3 teams that are really good, and the rest of them could win or lose. It doesn't matter. But don't give me that it's some gauntlet whenever Texas comes in. Well, what about Oklahoma? They suck. Well, yeah, they lost their coach and their quarterback to the transfer portal, who had been there winning 10, 11 games for like 5 or 6 years straight. Like, get out of here. But even if one of them does it, who cares? Missouri did it, and there was another team that came over. Who else came over to the SEC?
Oklahoma and Texas.
Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, and then there was Texas A&M. Texas A&M had 10 plus wins their first 2 years in it. You can't. And Texas A&M was in the dogfight this year too to represent the conference. Like, you can't do that. You just can't.
All we got to say is first game of the season this year, Clemson's versus LSU, and we can.
That should be the Death Valley. You can't call
the
your
Death Valley or the Tiger battle.
For a year.
And we've already won. We've already played them once, and we beat the pants off of them. So they got mad and rescheduled it immediately, and now we're finally up for
it.
Okay.
Yeah, wasn't the guy that founded both schools. Didn't he name the mascot Tiger for both schools?
I have no idea.
UNC's got a cheer too. They got bases juiced.
Bases juiced, 2 outs, top of the 8th.
Yeah.
Send one over. The Bosch pit will be going crazy there.
Yeah. I don't I keep not trying to harp on this, but then every time, like the next day, they come out with this packet, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, who are they presenting this to? Who don't they run the college football playoff committee? Like,
it's probably ESPN is trying to justify why there's so much SEC money in TV or so much TV money in SEC. So they're just presenting it to themselves.
Well,
like, hey, we're right. We're right. We're just presenting it to ourselves.
I mean, if you ranked other conferences as high as you do the SEC, then they would be able to argue the same point.
100%.
So, I mean, it's easy to see by rankings. If you're just going off of rankings, well, that can be manipulated, and
Well,
it
yeah,
is, you know, and
exactly.
so
And
I
it's
mean,
so
we
bad too.
get
Like
it.
even when Clemson went undefeated, it was, that's when Dabo had a chip on his shoulder, little old Clemson, and like you could tell that the media hated it with a passion because nobody could beat Clemson, and they just would still like shaft them on a TV schedule, and it just because they would put like a Mizzou and Vanderbilt TV game prime time 8:00 and have Clemson play at noon still. They just hate it, dude.
It just cracks me up, man. It just cracks me up. I don't know who they're, and everybody, like, we all agree, like, it's not a talent issue. Like, you look at the SEC and all the talent they have. It's like, should they be the best on paper? Yes. Well, guess what, dude? If you're watching the College World Series right now and you watch Wright State beat Vanderbilt, should have beat them, should have already eliminated them. They got hosed in the first game, quite honestly. It's that freaking home run that was foul. But you're watching other teams making these runs, like not the team that just beat Utah Valley, but because they're playing the games, dude. They're playing the games, and you get the opportunity to have these things. That's what's so beautiful about this baseball tournament and basketball tournament. Well, it's baseball and basketball. Those are different. No, dude. I promise if you gave teams enough opportunity, things would be different. That's just my opinion. I think you just need to let them play. You can't sit up here and try to strength the schedule your way into a monopoly. It's dumb. Anyways. Anything else on that?
No.
Oh, I had more. Sorry. Yes, I did. Fun fact.
Of course you did.
This is from Steven, M4G Bit on Twitter. There are 20 Power 4 teams that have not played a true non-conference away game more than 1,000 miles from their home stadium in the past decade. Of those teams, 10 have played 5 or fewer of those games in that time frame. They're all in the SEC and Big Ten. Tennessee, true non-conference away games, 1. Ohio State, 3. Alabama, 3 in the last 10 years. Georgia, 4 in the last 10 years. Arkansas, 4 in the last 10 years. Iowa, 5. South Carolina, 5. Kentucky, 5. The Big Ten in the SEC don't play true road games. This is a very nitpicky stat, but hilarious. But
ACC's about to get shook up real good with Cal and Stanford in it now. About to go coast to coast.
Oh my gosh, West Virginia. Oh, I love this baseball tournament is phenomenal.
Well,
West Virginia.
I think they just have the best setup. Period. The NCAA baseball. I'm sure softball does the same type of setup where you have these regional matchups and double elimination within that, and then you advance to super regional and then play a 3-game set, and then boom, that gets you into the College World Series, double elimination till the final game, 3-game set. I mean, that's just like
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just perfectly set up. It's you get a 2 chances at it.
Yeah.
So you have a bad day, you're not out.
Love that. They're trying to expand the basketball one. Did you see that?
Oh gosh.
What? Where they like let everybody in?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's like 76 teams now or 72.
Well,
I mean
take away the NIT and just combine both tournaments.
Yeah.
Like
at that point,
that's essentially what you're doing, or have
do
done.
Do the NIT first, and then the finalists of that get in.
Yeah, the Final 4 or whatever.
Yeah, they get in.
Or the final. Then they'll say no. It needs to be the Final 8. No, it
That's
needs
right,
to
yeah,
be the
we-
final 16. No, it needs to be the final 34
Start the tournament on Valentine's
or
Day
32.
in the NIT.
Yeah.
You get to win a chance at a playing game. You know what? Do 4 NITs, and the champions of each one of those NITs get to be the final 4 in. How about that? Stupid. But then I love this. People when they put out that PowerPoint, it was a really fun. It was really fun.
Football will end up being like that, man. I'm telling you.
But you
It'll be
know,
16, and then they'll be pushing it to double that, and so on and so forth. Especially if this strength of schedule passes, then you'll have 8 SEC teams in the playoffs automatically.
what's going to
Just
be
because
crazy
of
though
the
is
schedule.
that say this year SEC actually gets their mouth punched, right? And none of the teams
Blasphemy.
are worth it. You will never hear anybody in the media say, "Man, we called this wrong." You will never
absolutely
hear.
not.
You will never hear all these coaches send all those tweets from the show or two ago, where AK put it up there for the SEC president. All these coaches come back and say, "Well, we dropped the ball. We stunk this year," or the ACC was really good this year. You would never hear any of that. It's just
No.
It just goes off into the wind, and like nobody says anything. It's just like that meme of Bart or Homer Simpson kind of going into the bushes, like
Well, they're the ones that are like they control everything. So even if they're wrong, they're
Yeah.
trying to set it up where they don't have to get in front of people anymore. They're just saying we're the best. That's it. Just deal with it.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it.
Well,
And,
it's set up too. Like if they have a bad year, it's going to be, oh yeah, we had one bad year and then we suck. Like come on.
Arkansas still did good though.
Yeah. Like, oh, they beat, Florida State, Georgia Mauls Florida State in that game like 2 years ago. And they're like, see, everything's wrong. And then Alabama loses to Michigan. Well, everybody sat out. And it's like, come on, man. You can't do that. You can't be like, look at this win that Georgia had over Florida State when they were 13-0. And then Alabama loses. And they're like, well, Alabama's not as good as they used to be. It doesn't work that way. You can't do that.
Or when the Citadel had Alabama like 5 or 6 years ago, Citadel went to Alabama, and for the first half they were tied 10-10. In the third quarter, I think they were tied, and then the running back blew his hamstring for the Citadel, and next thing you know, Alabama came back and hanged like a 40 burger on them. But for 3 quarters, it was neck and neck. Little old Citadel. Come on.
Well, we all know this. Football. Play the game, dude. Play the game. Just play it. It's really. Oh, here we go. We got some. He makes $40 million a year. Why didn't he buy his wife and child first class ticket for the charter plane? I don't know. I would never do that.
Can we answer one debate though? Look, this is the biggest debate. If you're on first class, if I one day become rich enough to get a first class ticket, why can't you get on the plane last? Like, why do they make you? It's almost like they're torturing the first class people by saying, if you're first class, please board now, so that everybody can walk by you and be like, asshole. And if you're in first class,
that guy is.
Yeah, if you're in first class, you got to like scoot over because you got, people's bags and stuff hitting you in the shoulder and everybody's dragging their stuff through. Like, why can't we just go from rear to the front? I mean, how hard is it?
Dude, that's what they've been saying for years. Like, why do we load the planes from? Oh my gosh, Creighton just hit one into Fayetteville up over there. Holy smokes!
And
but yeah, like people have been saying, oh, why can't we just load back to front? I don't know. Is there something about getting on the plane first that really matters?
And then another thing is, as soon as the plane lands and that seatbelt thing comes off, everybody stands up. Like, oh okay,
gosh.
Jimmy, you got 170 people in front of you. Like, what are you doing? Sit down.
It's so aggravating. Like the dude in the very back is like storming up to get his suitcase. And it's like everybody's looking at him like nobody's going to make a scene, but everybody's like, you're a douche.
Yep.
Dude,
why? I mean, if you are one of those people, come on the show. I'd love to interview you and be like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
where are you going?
Well, I've got a plane. The common. Well, I got a plane to catch. Or it's like, okay, like you're the only person on this plane that's got another plane to catch. Like,
Just
get out of here.
Unbelievable. What is this new trend where people are wearing their jerseys like all the way buttoned down to their belly buttons, unbuttoned? Pretty outrageous. If you're going to do that, you got to have chest hair. Otherwise, you can't do it. But,
all right, what you got next?
All right, speaking of that, baseball, college baseball back. We got some, I don't even know what order these are in, but I just screenshotted a bunch of stuff that I found fascinating. Mississippi State eliminated Northeastern to advance to the Tallahassee Regional Final. The Huskies for Northeastern. The incredible season comes to an end at 49-10, two CAA titles, and a 27-game win streak. I screenshotted this to be like, this is what makes sports great. When you allow these guys to play the game, you'll have Northeastern playing a mighty SEC opponent and only losing 3-2 after having a fantastic year.
That's not how it's going to get presented to media, though. It immediately says SEC team eliminates Northeastern.
Mm-hmm. They shouldn't have even been on the same field as them. They should have.
So you're falling into the bait trap too, because you wanted to screenshot and put it up there to say SEC team eliminates Northeastern. They shouldn't even be on the team. They shouldn't even be on the field.
If you do the strength of schedule bump, it's like multiply the runs by 1.5 because their strength of schedule was so hard. That's what they should just do. Be like, you know what? We're going to take the strength of schedule if they're in football, and every point scored is 1.5 for the SEC because their strength of schedule is so hard. So you're basically like times and a half. This was from, I think,
That's
yesterday.
a good idea. I think they'll probably use that.
Yeah, dude, just the strength of schedule
it might be double time and a half, though.
Yeah, so it depends on the marquee of the game, right? If it's
on a holiday.
Yeah. Like if it's a Saturday night game, LSU versus Alabama.
Ooh, that one needs to be 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times the points. It'll just be like 97-96, and they'll be like, "Look at all these points scored." This was fun. I think this happened yesterday. At the end of yesterday, day 2, the ACC was 5-0 versus the SEC in the postseason. Louisville beat Vanderbilt, Duke beat Georgia, UNC beat Oklahoma, Florida State beat Mississippi State, Miami
Kentucky
beat Alabama. 9 teams in the regional for the ACC, 4 in the regional finals. 13 teams in the SEC made it, 4 in the regional final. Just some fun stuff from 11.7 college baseball. Shout out you. Just fun facts here, guys, about baseball. We're just having fun. North Dakota State just knocked the number 2 seed Kansas out of the NCAA tournament. This was yesterday. They were 1-13 to start the season. They had a 20-32 record entering the NCAA tournaments after stunning the Summit League by winning the tournament title. Another point to let them play the games. It's beautiful, man. They were 21-33, and they made the regionals. We've all been in those locker rooms, right? Like when you get to the conference tournament, it's like, all right, boys, if we do something special here. And that's what they're trying to eliminate. That's what they're trying to eliminate from football. They're trying to take that away from us. I'm telling you, there's nothing like a locker room when everybody's on the same page, dude. Butch, we in high school and
oh yeah,
like we were
100%.
awful. You remember the beach trip the beach trip, and then ran off like 20-some wins. Like there's nothing like that.
That's it.
So they're trying to take that away. That's why I wanted to bring that up. North Dakota State, even though we hate them. And Vanderbilt, the number 1 seed, become the first number 1 overall seed ever to not even make it to the regional final. Oh, the SEC hosts half the regionals, and they can't even get out of their own regional with their top dog. Can't even do it. 13 teams in, and your best team couldn't even make their own regional final. Hilarious. That Wright State pitcher was dealing, buddy. He was humming. Crazy into that, too, the Vanderbilt game. There's like a ground rule double that brought the guy back to third. It was just chaos there for like a few minutes in baseball. Once they're one loss away from being knocked out of the NCAA regionals, Vanderbilt gone. Southern Miss, I think they're still okay. Texas is getting beat 7-1 right now. Clemson is gone. Georgia's gone. Ole Miss, I think, is battling. Oregon State, I'm not sure.
Oregon State was up, I believe.
And Oregon's already out, so
Oregon's
there's
out.
baseball everywhere.
Where's
Baseball
Oregon
everywhere.
State? Dang, I've been looking at it. Can't find it now.
The number one overall seed in baseball, Vanderbilt, and softball, Texas A&M, both failed to get out of their regionals. Vanderbilt lost to Wright State. Texas A&M lost to Liberty. This is like just poetic justice of the SEC putting out a stupid 7-page PowerPoint, and then days later, their number one seeds, cream of the crop of their conference, losing to Group of 5 schools.
A&M shouldn't have even been ranked number one in softball, though. I mean, it should have been.
Wasn't that a coin flip?
It should have been Oklahoma or either Texas. But anyways, that's not our podcast to discuss.
That's National Flip a Coin Day.
Flip a coin.
Okay, this is quite the chart here, boys. On your screen, we have all the regionals, and whoever has 2 dots beside their name, blue dots, they're still alive. And it's a crying shame in the Conway Regional that ECU and Coastal Carolina had to play each other because
no
that was BS, dude. That was BS. So Nashville, Louisville, and Wright State are still alive. Hattiesburg, Miami, and Southern Miss. Tallahassee, you've got Mississippi State and Florida. I think Florida State just won that one, though. USC and Oregon State are playing in Corvallis. Chapel Hill, you got UNC in Oklahoma going at it. Eugene is Cal Poly in Arizona. Conway, again, Coastal Carolina won that one. You got NC State and Auburn in the Auburn Regional. I don't know what the score of that one is. Then Texas and UTSA going at it. They're playing right now. UTSA looks like they might win that thing. Los Angeles, you've got Arizona State and I think UCLA and Arizona State maybe. Oxford is Ole Miss and Murray State. Murray State's 2-0. Love that. Duke just won their Athens Regional. LSU and Little Rock are going at it. West Virginia and Kentucky are in an absolute battle right now. Wake won their game against Tennessee, right? So they play tomorrow night.
They're playing probably, I guess, Tennessee again, right?
Yeah, they play tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And then, or tomorrow sometime. And then Creighton and Arkansas are going at it right now. So there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Dude, I'm calling Baton Rouge, and I'm pulling for Little Rock for the entire thing. Let's go.
7.
So, do you want to host,
8.
or do you think that hosting is a jinx? Because right now it's what?
It's about 50-50.
It's 50. Yeah, so I was about to say.
It's a coin flip.
Coin flip.
I think our SEC eliminator counter is at 5 still. But there's a couple of teams that are on the brink here. So that could climb. We could be up to 6 or 7 by the end of this show, maybe. Texas just hit an absolute yak. But yeah, I'm with you on Little Rock. So I think the SEC counter is we're at 5 eliminated, so they have 8 left. But there's a lot of baseball left to play here. A lot of baseball left to play.
Yeah, there's some teams that are fighting. Oklahoma just pushed it to win or go home.
Let's go. We have another game tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
This chart is incredible, by the way. I don't know who came up with this, but it's electric. It shows you, like, I don't even know where you'd find this, but it has all regionals and, like, red dots lost, blue dots win, and each regional sectioned off. It's pretty cool. So there you go. So we got a lot of baseball to play yet. A lot of baseball to play. Okay. That was college baseball. Any final thoughts on college baseball talk? Nothing like a walk-off jack, too, by the way. Oh, yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier. This review of the UCLA-Tennessee game. The runner did miss home plate. The softball. It was assisted. However, that play was not reviewable. Unbelievable.
So, the coach for Tennessee, Karen Weekly, dude, she lost her ever-living mind on that play. Like, it was – and let's be real. Like, if you hit a dinger, the one thing you want to do is stomp that home plate through the dirt. Like, you want to send that thing to China, and you miss home plate. And the girl that was going up to bat, it was like, hey, come back here, touch the base. You missed it. Who was the catcher? You know, and most catchers are like training their eyes on home plate to make sure you step on it, especially for like the opposing team, you know?
Yeah.
So she was going to hit next and was like, hey, you missed home plate, go step on it. And then she went back and like literally like held her arm and came back and said, hey, touch home plate. And that's what the whole argument was about. She was assisted and all that. So it was chaotic, dude. It went on for like, I swear that review was like 15 minutes long. Like you see the umpire, like
saying?
The umpire was talking into his mic to people in Pittsburgh and stuff that was trying to figure out, you know, the rules and stuff, because all the girls were surrounded home plate and nobody would have saw it if the catcher didn't say, get her arm and say, hey, come back here, hit home plate. She did it, and she looked over to the Tennessee dugout to see if they saw it or not. And that's when Karen was like, review. You know, so it was crazy, though. It was a hell of a game.
Wow. Well, what'd they end up saying?
They said that they granted her and this was a home run that tied it up, too, now. So if she would have called out, it would have been 4-3. The game would have been over because Tennessee was going to hit, and it would have been over.
Yeah.
But they ended up keeping it as a 3-run homer and letting her score count, tied up. And that's when they said she did miss home plate, but because Karen wanted to say she touch home plate or not, and she didn't say it wasn't assisted, that's how come they only reviewed if she touched home plate or not if someone else assisted it.
Oh my gosh.
Which is clearly in the rule book, you know. So they ended up granting UCLA, and it doesn't matter. I mean, Tennessee still came out and, you know, had a fire on them about the bats, but
that girl throws gas for Tennessee, by the way.
Dirty, dude. Dirty.
Like, throwing like 77 miles an hour. It's absolute gas. BMO says, I might be alone in this, but if you hit a dinger, the base running is nonsense. Shouldn't have to touch anything. I mean, you could be like, how hard is it to touch the base? Like, just touch him, dude.
Well, and my point was this is like, if you hit a walk-off, you don't have to run the bases. You know, so like if she hit, you know, and this was knocked to the moon too, you know, I'm talking about it was no question.
Oh, you can see the way she's finishing right there, that ball is
yeah,
gone.
It's probably still in the air right now. But, you know, if you hit a walk-off, you just kind of trot to first base and watch it hit over the fence, and then you go out and outfield and celebrate, you know. So why is it any different?
Oh, we got to update the counter. Update the counter. We're at 6. SEC Eliminator counter is at 6, boys. West Virginia, play country roads. Kentucky is done. Get them out.
Came back.
Losers.
Dave, I was right. It
Get
was the West Virginia regional.
You're right. He did. He said, was that the Clemson regional?
Yeah.
He told you, dude.
I was just messing with Edge, and I was like, nah, that's the Kentucky regional. And then J-Vi came in, nah, that's the West Virginia regional.
West Virginia. God, I love the group chat.
Oh,
Little Rock's got the bases juice, boys. We got some action right now. Love this.
oh
Okay,
nice.
the Shambles Meter. Number 4.
I gotta,
We do this every week. Things people need to be on alert. Number 4 is the Cowboys.
oh, gosh. Here we go.
It's over. It's over.
About
Dak
what?
and SJ, whoever that is, I guess his wife or whoever. New member to their family. Are they married? Looks like they're married, aren't they? See that on her finger.
If you don't know what SJ
So-
is, you can't afford it.
You did a good one. Dad Prescott.
Dak.
So Dak Prescott as a child, it's over. They're done. Josh Allen got married this weekend. It's over. Let's let the countdown begin. I need another countdown. Number 3, the spelling bee.
Real talk though.
Go ahead.
In this picture, how slow do you think Dak Prescott drove on his way home? Because like first time dad, you got your newborn, in that car seat. You feel every bump driving home. You're like, oh my God, is the baby okay? And then by your second one, you're like, hey, did you get the kid back there? Like, is it in the car seat?
Dude, you're not kidding, dude. I never drive 10 and 2, and I was like this. I was 11 and 1. I was 11 and 1 the whole way.
It's insane. It is insane.
It looked like I was driving a scooter.
Yeah.
Dude, Little Rock just absolutely roped one. Oppo Taco. Three run double there. Let's go.
Are they winning now? They should be up, right? Yeah.
Or 5-3. They're up
5-3. Yeah. Well, what I was going to say to that edge is that he probably didn't even drive. They took first class.
Oh.
What I was going to say is that the baby got intercepted on the way home.
Oh. Dang.
Hey, he got him all the way down to the 10-yard line, and then it got intercepted.
God.
Oh. Tushy.
That's wrong.
Tushy on that one.
That's wrong, but it's funny.
That's right. Oh, man. That was good. Okay.
Man, you
Number
had
3.
me kicking and grinning.
Probably. It's probably the longest Dax went in 9 months right there.
Without a pick.
Oh.
First time you saw a playoffs actually go through.
Why does it take us like 60 minutes to get primed up here?
Dude, football for one, and then 2, we start talking about each other's teams, and it just gets out of hand. All right, the 13-year-old spelling bees in shambles, because this guy didn't even need to ask a question. 13-year-old Faison Zakai from Allen, Texas, spelled the word eclaircissement to win the 2025 Scripps National Spelling Bee. Didn't even need to ask a question before the spelling it correctly.
Dude, let's think about this, though. He grew up his whole life going through all the school, telling the teacher how to spell his name. So he grew up a spelling bee champ already.
Oh, my God.
Oh. I just shot something across the room. I don't even know what it
Is that it? Was that all you were going to say?
That's all I got, dude. Because I'm like, how do you even say his name? Fazari. Yeah, okay,
Fazan.
sure.
Fazan.
I felt like it was
It's
that Key and Peele
embarrassing.
episode. Hey, Rod.
Yeah, that's what we need a substitute teacher. He didn't even need to ask a question. That's soft. That's soft. Absolutely soft. All right, number 2.
He's one letter away from going from Fazar to Dacky.
Bring it back to Dak. You don't want what is definition? The clearing up of something obscure. Eclair. It sounds like a donut. It sounds like a French pastry.
Are you trying
What
to
it
figure out
sounds
what that word means?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I've never seen it before in my life till now.
Number 2 is the Olympics is in shambles because James Magnuson, swimmer, looks unrecognizable after preparing for the enhanced games. This is a competition like this for real going to happen. Like people are allowed contestants are encouraged to use performance enhancing drugs to break world records. If they break a record, they get $1 million. Like, look at this.
What?
I don't know who this swimmer is, but he is jacked out of his mind right now. There's no way he's gonna be able to swim with all that muscle he's put on. So I don't know. He looks absolutely shredded. So he's an Aussie. So I guess he's from Australia. Are they gonna televise this thing? I'd watch it. Would you
Yeah.
watch it?
Yes, of course.
So, and then number 1 on the Shambles Meter is these schools do it all called everything schools, and it says that these schools have reached the postseason in football, men's and women's basketball, women's volleyball, softball, and baseball. And this is shambles because we're using postseason very loosely in football. Okay.
Yeah, Ole Miss. Come on.
UNC, Oklahoma, like that's come on. You can't count getting a bowl game as postseason. You can't do that. You just can't do it.
I agree.
That's
Looks like they are.
That's not the playoffs.
But
maybe they're talking about in the history of the school have at least got a one postseason game.
No. I think it was this year, so I'm not going to sit here and let them get away with that. That's shambles.
And UNC is playing Oklahoma in baseball, and Tennessee is playing Texas in softball.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
Ooh, it's the
And
battle
Oregon's
of
been
the
eliminated.
everything schools. Yeah, those schools. Ole Miss may still be alive in
I think
baseball.
They are.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying. They're using the term postseason loosely for football.
They're beating the dog shit out of Murray State right now.
Oh, Murray State they were the 2-0 team, weren't they? I'm pretty sure they were.
Well, they're pushing it till tomorrow then, if that's the case. Yes, you're right. Ole Miss had to win, but they are up 10 runs right now.
Oh, wow. BMO says, oh, yeah, 1 year from now, the enhanced games. Watched the documentary last night. One dude already broke a world record and got paid $1 million. Wow. There you go. So, okay. All right, boys. Let's talk a little golf here before we close it out. Okay, the Memorial was this weekend, and guess what? Scottie Scheffler.
Scotty too hotty.
Are we allowed to say that he's like Tiger Woods-esque?
And go ahead and cue the tweet from Phil earlier.
Yes, when he said, something tells me, Scotty, I don't think he'll win before the Ryder Cup. Just my thoughts. Phil, insert foot in mouth. This guy, he just had a kid, too. Like, it's stupid. He won at 10 under. He was 10 under. 3. I think he was 4 clear of Ben Griffin, who was in second. And it just, everybody else there was only like 10 people that were under par, right? Like it wasn't 10 to 15 people under par. I mean, this tells you how good he is. Scottie Scheffler has 3 wins since May 2nd, the same exact amount as the Colorado Rockies.
Who played in 28 games.
Who played 28 games. Just complete nonsense what this guy's going. I mean, Jack Nicklaus said, he said after the tournament, Ben Griffin's a nice player. Sepp Straka's a nice player. Nick Taylor's a nice player. Scottie Scheffler knows those guys are not in his league.
Golly.
Jack Nicklaus said that after the tournament. It's stupid, dude. We can say, like, he's on a Tiger trajectory, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The only reason I'll say that is because
He is.
like, he's different than Spieth and JT and these guys because they were young, they weren't married, like they got married, everything changed. Like he's married, kid, still doing this. Like I don't know. He's a machine.
Yeah, he reminds me when I go out on the golf course and play is what he looks like.
Yeah. EA Sports Golf video game.
No.
So his win at the Memorial caps off a historic month. The Byron Nelson, he won $1.78 million. The PGA Championship, he won $3.4 million. Charles Schwab, he was fourth. He won $427,000. What a loser. And the Memorial, he won $4 million. He won $10 million this month just in golf tournaments.
Wait a second. He won more in the Memorial than a major?
Yes. The Memorial was a signature.
But the PGA is a major.
I know. You don't have to tell me that. But the whole point of them wanting to get these guys to play a signature, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's won $10 million in 30 days.
Man, it's got to be terrible.
Hope
How do we
interview tax write-offs coming?
Dude, I would just love to just be like, what are you doing, dude? What else do you do besides just rip golf balls down the fairway and just never miss the green, ever?
Well, I mean, he doesn't need to do anything else, obviously.
Clearly, obviously, I'm not a golfer.
Yeah, I mean,
whenever I saw he had the lead, I was like, it's over, dude. Or no, he was like he does this thing where he's like the first day, it's like he doesn't care. And then the second day, cut day, it's like, oh, there he comes. He's in the top 5. And then he's like 2 or 3 back. And then on Saturday, he's like, oh, see you later. Gets a stranglehold of the lead. Sorry, Ben Griffin. You're having a great year, but you're not. We got to DM out to Ben Griffin. I want to be like, what? I just like, if we get him on the show, be like, hey, did you think that Scottie was going to like run you down like that? Like, what's it like playing with that guy?
Just goes to show, hey, back at that schools that do everything. Texas, UNC.
Oh, they missed a golden opportunity right there. That was good. They should put Scottie Scheffler's face on there. Just be like, schools that do everything, Scottie Scheffler. This is awesome because Scottie Scheffler got handed his son, and there was clearly a spot on his son's back where we've all been.
Oh, blowout season.
A dirty diaper, dude. That's how we know Scottie's one of us. Just won $4 million. His wife hands him his son. Awesome.
With a white shirt on.
Yep. And there's a little something there. So that's awesome. Because we all know, like, he's gonna look at that and be like, how did this get this far up?
I mean, he's going to take them in like he did at the PGA and sit them on the floor, and the random guys just staring at his kid just sitting on the floor, just like, what do I do here? As he signs his card.
Book and for his yardage book and a hat. He's like, here you go, son.
Dude, this is your chance to pick his kid up. Like, do it. Do it.
So Scottie does it. I don't know. Canadian Open next week.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
terrible. Never forget Adam Hadwin getting absolutely speared at the whenever Nick Taylor won it. Was it Nick Taylor that won it?
Yeah, it was. And Nick Taylor had a good run this weekend.
Yes, he did. He was top 5, right? It's the 3rd or 4th.
I didn't see where he finished, but yeah, I'll take you on it. Yes, he was 4th. You're right.
There you go.
$4 million.
Let's go. pay for his flight up to Canadian. Get yourself
I wonder if he took performance enhancers for that meal to
Hey,
get
there we go.
fourth.
Hey, punch their ticket. Coastal, Duke, Florida State, West Virginia. Those are the 4 that have punched their ticket thus far. There you go. Okay, here are the guys for your DraftKings lineups, boys. Brian Campbell withdrew for his shoulder. So I guess that doesn't count. So we'll just have to go out of 5 here. J-Vi gave you Greiserman, who finished top 25 and +4. Nice job. Bud Cauley from Tex was a T39 at 7 over. Butch, Matty Schmeed.
I didn't give you Matty Schmeed.
Can't believe you did that, dude. What did you give me? I don't remember.
He said Glover.
Oh, yeah. Well, Glover missed the cut at 11 over.
I see what's going on here. So
Wait, what did you do? I don't know what you two are doing. Were you really Glover?
I was.
You have to help me.
I'm going back to look. I'm see who he put down.
Oh, you. What happened?
What
Gerard
do you mean?
from Dylon was tied for 23rd at 3 over. Who did you give me? You remember?
I said Glover, who got cut. So Schmeed got cut too. So it doesn't matter. Either way, flip of a coin, they got cut.
Flip a coin day. There we go.
I was still in Edge's Glover before he typed it real quick.
Literally did.
I did terrible this weekend in draft. This first weekend I've sucked. I'm not a signature event guy. I'm a major guy. Wow, Texas is about to get eliminated here, boys. It's top of 9. UTSA is up 7-2.
Let's go.
This is incredible. We're about to have to update the counter. Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right.
Sorry. I think that's it for golf talk. Scottie Scheffler, you freak show. All right, we got hang the banners, and then we are done. That's it. Let's hang some banners, shall we? Everybody, shh.
You did it! Congratulations!
The banners. Who wants to go first? I have mine ready. If nobody else is ready,
Go ahead.
let me hang the banner for the Sun Belt. The 2025 Sun Belt Football Championship game to receive a primetime billing on ESPN on Friday, December 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, boys. And the reason that's important is because normally when it's played was at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock on Saturday at the same exact time as the SEC Championship. And you know how I feel about the SEC Championship and all their shenanigans. Get them out of here. So hang the banner for that. Edge, did you have one?
Well, I'm going to hang the banner for softball, and there's 2 reasons. One, because it actually was interesting this year to watch it, and 2, my wife played college sports and played college softball, and to see her get excited, hey, kids, go to the other room, we'll go put on a Disney movie just about sports, and it's not football related or Clemson related. That's pretty cool to watch, it's because usually I'm the sports geek, and hey, I'm trying to watch the show, and you got kids literally jumping all over you and trying to tackle you and wrestle you and stuff. But to see her get locked in and dialed in, I was like, okay, this is nice. This is finally not just me and where you feel like you're being a jerk about watching sports. So I'm going to give 2 shout outs, 1 for softball, collegiate softball, and 2 for wife watching it.
Dude, could not have said that. That's the dream, dude. That's awesome. Because it's like you said, it's like every time I'm like, but the game's on,
Yep. You feel bad, because she's over there hustling in the kitchen or chasing kids or whatever, and you're like, I'll help you as soon as it goes to commercial. I promise.
Yep. Oh man, I love sports so much. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, what are we gonna do on Tuesday when we have sports? I'm hoping I'm forgetting something. I'm pleasantly surprised on Tuesday. And I also hope that they do the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals on differing days. Because we're in June right now, which means we've got 2 months until football, technically.
And today was June 1st, final deadline for Clemson Nipte to go ahead and send in the remaining balance. So went ahead, paid it. If I don't get good seats, I'm done with it. I'm done. Never going back. I'll still watch. I'll still be a huge fan, but I'm never paying to go back if I don't get good seats. Just letting you know.
What do you mean if you don't? What do you mean?
Because you don't know where your seats to August.
How do you not know where your seats are?
It's just draw. Like I know where my old seats are, but I don't know where my new seats will be for this year until August. You don't know where your parking pass is until August.
I don't get it. Don't they know where the seats are?
Well, they know where their seats are in the stadium, yeah, but they don't tell us until August.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're paying all this money in hopes of getting either your seats that you had last year or upgraded.
That's weird. Texas is about to be eliminated, and the top 2 seeds in the tournament will fail to make the regional final.
Nice.
It is, I think, the first time in history ever. Well, the number 1 seed already didn't make it, which was incredible. Oh my gosh, this is awesome! All right, I had another one too. So, by the way, I wanted to hang the banner.
I figured you did. The putt champion.
I wanted to hang it to fashion. I was Saturday morning. Obviously, there was nothing on. I was down here in my gym, my basement with gym equipment in it, working out. And I saw this come across my screen from I think it was from the late 90s or the 2000s.
I was about to say, as pixelated as the picture is, it's got to be pretty far back.
And look at these collared shirts that these guys have on. That's like a 3/4 with a cuff.
The extra long short sleeves. Yes. Yes, dude.
I was like, hang the banner for fashion, dude. Look at how far we've come where I kind of want to bring those back. If I could find,
you know what though? In probably 10 years they'll be back.
Oh, 100%. Like, look at these khakis too.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to hang the banner because I just saw those and I was thinking to myself, man, we used to look good, dude.
What was it? $400,000 for a putt championship? What does that say?
Well, no, I don't know what he got, but he got $37.50, and then the winner got like $400. I don't know. The winner got a couple $100,000
for putt.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 90s, so that's probably equivalent to $1 million now.
Yeah. Hey, man. ESPN 8 Ocho. Let's go.
Ocho, right here in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
All right. Well, Texas got a runner on. There's 2 outs, top of the 9th. I don't know if we're going to get to update the I'm going to do it. Might jinx this, but SEC Eliminator runner number 7. Texas is done. Get him out of here. Get the SEC out of here. Send him packing, pal. Okay. That was it, dude. I don't have anything else. You have anything else?
I don't either, other than go Tigers. Hook me up on my seats, damn it. Let's go.
Okay. Let me let's hit some music while we're on our way out. Let's go baseball. That's for sure. Let's go softball. We need you guys to keep playing games so we can keep having stuff to watch. Pretty simple, sports. Give us sports.
Give us sports or give us nothing.
I don't know. If you're tuning in late, I see our counters going up here. Go back, check out the show. D. McCormick, you're the GOAT. Everybody tuned in, you're the GOAT. Check out the podcast Mondays and Thursdays, live show Wednesdays and Sundays. All of our socials here. Come yell at us on the comment. We don't take things too serious. And I'm pretty sure that guy's hit a bomb. Oh, no. Did I jinx Texas?
God.
Dude, I think I jinxed him. Oh no.